Today, we're going to show you how to fit electronic ignition into your GQ that's fitted with the TB42 carbureted motor. So get your rotor cap removed. Now at this point, there's a few things you should do to make sure that everything aligns when you put it back together. One thing I like to do is put a line on the dizzy to the block, just to get it in a rough spot. The other thing is to pay attention to where your rotor button is currently pointing. Now you can take a photo or have a look at which cylinder on the cap it is pointing at, but what I like to do for a bit of ease is just put it to top dead center. This will either mean it's at 6 or 1, so take notice of that, and then it should be easy to put it all back together. Once you've got the cap off, then you need to undo this plug here that goes down to the resistor and into the points. To undo this plug, you just need to lift the tab here and pop it up and pull. Okay, so using a 12mm, there's a bolt down here that's on a slide that you need to undo. Now there's also a vac line over here for the advance that you need to pull off. Okay, once all that's off, the distributor should now be loose. Now you might be able to pull it up, or you might have to most likely have to get a bar in here to pop it. You can move it around a bit, and then there's actually where the engine number is, a bit of a ledge. You can stick a pry bar under there and then under the edge of the dizzy and pop it up. Now obviously you can see my paint pen mark there, and I would recommend with any open engine anywhere and you're not working on it, to always just put a rag, make sure nothing drops in there. All right, now let's take this over to the bench and do the modifications. Okay, once we've got the distributor out, then it's time to disassemble it. Firstly, you need to undo this 8mm bolt here that holds on the rotor button. You'll have to pull this pretty hard to slide it up the shaft. Once the rotor button's off, you then need to remove this cover, and that'll show you where the points are. So what we need to do next is remove the points and the wiring. So firstly, we'll unscrew the wiring clamp here, and then the capacitor. Undo the earth. Follow it around, and then undo the 2 points. And the earth from the points here. Okay, now we have the points and all the wiring removed, it's time to grab your Pertronix and your extended rotor button. One thing is you always need to make sure that this earth wire is still here. As this works on a bearing, it's best to have this earth to the body, to the Pertronix, for the best outcome. Another thing to check is the shaft play. This one here is okay, but we've seen some really bad ones, and if this is no good, then it's not going to operate real well. Lastly, there's a diaphragm in here that creates a vacuum advance. You can suck on this to create this lever to move backwards and forwards. If that works, then this should be okay. Okay, now we've done the checks all over this and it's right to go, we'll continue on with the install. Okay, for the next modification, you need to take this step off here to allow for the magnet to slide all the way down the shaft. This doesn't have to be precise, it can be done with a file or with a bench grinder. You just don't want to go down too far and damage any of the rest of the shaft. So what we'll do now is we'll fit the Pertronix unit. You have 2 supplied screws, one that's countersunk for here. And then with the other screw, making sure you put the ground underneath it. Make sure you slide your magnet on. Making sure it's all the way home. Now you do have a little bit of adjustment. So the little plastic strip that's supplied in the kit, you need to put against it as a spacer. Push that up against it Then tighten your screws. Then make sure you remove it. Okay, now the Pertronix unit's fitted, it's now time to do some wiring. What we're going to do is grab the points wiring and take a few key parts off it. We're going to take the wiring clamps and this little rubber block that stops stuff getting into the distributor. So what I want to do is put two little nicks here and here so that we can get the two bits of wire out. So now this is all together, we now need to put the cap back on top and clearance it for the Pertronix unit. Now the cap only goes on a certain way that the bolts line up, so make sure you have the bolts lined up while you do your marking. Just give it a bit of a rub like this, a bit of a turn, and we can see the rub marks as we turned it. Now you will need to cut out a little bit more than necessary to allow this to move when the vacuum advance works. Okay, so now we've clearanced out this cover. We can put that on, put the spacer on, this one's important because that's actually a hole that goes all the way through. So if you don't put a screw back in that hole there and you do a water crossing on something, it will actually get water inside the distributor. All right, now that's all together, time to fit it back into the vehicle. One thing I recommend before installing it all is just putting the cap on and twisting the shaft just to make sure that there is a clearance. As we can hear, there's nothing touching in there, so that should be all good to put together. Remember that when refitting, you must align the distributor and rotor button with the position from which you remove them. Now we need to reattach this vac line here. One thing we do notice is that up at the carby, there's two vac lines very close to each other. One's ported and one is not. Sometimes at the carby end, these get mixed around, which will then mean the timing will be advanced all the time. The wiring isn't long enough, so you might need to use some 2-core wire and extend it. Like any wiring in a 4-wheel drive, I always recommend covering it in split tubing just for that extra protection. Okay, so now it's time to hook this up to the coil and the resistor. This job gets a bit confusing for most people and is a very important part to get right. The red wire is hooked to the 12-volt ignition and the black wire is hooked to the negative terminal on the coil. Now the common mistake is people hook the red wire to the positive side on the coil. The 12-volt ignition on these GQs is actually white. On this side of the resistor, you'll see a white wire with a black trace. This is where you need to connect it. On most coils, there should be a plus and a negative sign to tell you which one is positive and which one is negative. Now, we do recommend setting the timing to the spec in the workshop manual for best results. If you found this video handy, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel for more upcoming how-to videos. Now, don't forget, if you need parts for your Navara or Patrol, make sure you head over to Navarapart or Patrolapart.com.au.